Hi everyone, Abigail here. So in today's video, there's gonna be a lot to unpack here, but hopefully gonna be all of value to you. So I organized this video into 3 different parts. The first part will be about my story of why I quit my 9 to 5, why I quit my corporate dream job, and what led up to it, right? And the second part is where I ask you guys to ask me any questions around this topic on Instagram, and I'm gonna answer them. And then the third part, I will be giving you guys some tips on things to consider if you're planning on quitting as well. So let's get right into it. Just to give you a little timeline about when this happened, this whole shebang happened exactly a year ago. And today it's officially 1-year anniversary of being an entrepreneur / content creator. So just a little background about myself, right? I am someone who is very creative and I see myself as a go-getter achiever. I'm someone who always takes risks, enjoys being challenged, and wants to be the best at whatever I set my mind to. So when I was at university and went in for biology as my major, I thought, this is gonna be an easy way to succeed. But after 1 semester, I really hated what I was learning. But I remember the changing point was when I was looking at the whiteboard and I saw what I was gonna be learning for the next semester. And I told myself like, no, I'm done. I'm done. I don't want to be doing that for next semester or whatever I'll be learning for the next few years. And this was still in freshman year of university, right? So I was like, okay, I still have time to make the pivot and change. So I went through so many career consultations, like talking with my counselor and all that. And again, I was always a creative person and I was like, let's give art and design this career path a try. So I was like, okay, let's do it. I chose interior design because I have some kind of information behind it with some construction that happened when I was back at home. So I chose interior design. I want to think that I'm talented in art and design and decided that, why not take the risk? Since no one in my family was in the art design field, everyone was kind of skeptical and was like, are you sure you want to do this? Like, we know that you're creative and all that, but are you sure you're gonna get a job? Is the market out there good? And my dad even warned me and told me on the phone before I changed my major, and he was like, you better get a job right when you graduate. So I felt kind of pressured at that moment because I was like, right, because I don't have no connection, no network whatsoever. So I'm pretty much on my own. And so I literally tried everything I could do in this major to be like the top of my class. I was so focused on, this one goal of being the best in class and getting the best job. And I researched so many different companies and all that, and there's only one firm that I was setting my eyes into just because it has the title of, top 1 design firm in the world, biggest design firm in the world. So I was like, that is my goal. So I joined so many competitions, I won multiple national awards, and I did like pretty good internships like during summer, and I even became the president of my interior design club at school. Also, I can become the best top 1 student in my class, and all this just to get into this one firm. And I'm not trying to brag or anything that I was the top 1 in my class, but just to let you know that I was working so hard at this major just so that I can quit last year. So this is where the story gets interesting. So senior year came and I literally applied to again, that only firm that I set my eyes onto. And I was so happy because I got in. I was so happy. You have no idea. After all that work in 4 years of uni and getting into the only dream job that I only set my mind into, I literally did not look at any other industries. I was like, interior design, I gotta be the best, and I got into the dream firm. And I really thought, you know what? this is pretty much the firm that I only set my eyes onto, and it's gonna be the only firm that I want to be for the rest of my life. So I literally told myself, like, I'm gonna be here for the rest of my life, for the next, 50 years, 60 years. Like, actually some people in this firm stayed for so many years like that. So I was like, I'm probably gonna be one of those people that grows old with this firm. So when I was working there, everything was great, right? I met new people, I worked on exciting projects, working with high-end clients, and I'm like, I really succeeded here. I literally have nothing else to achieve. I felt like I was done. And you know, after a few years and routine starts forming, routine starts forming, and you know, as a junior designer, right, going in, you don't really have much control over your projects, and you only listen to the directors. So the directors would give you their design ideas and you just have to execute it, doing all the technical work and building models. Since I was at a corporate firm, right, there are obviously business standards and business guidelines. Every design couldn't be like a whole crazy idea, out of the box thinking. I was doing repetitive work. In a way, I felt like I wasn't growing anymore as a person, as a creative, and as a designer, because I had no control over anything. I just had to take an idea and make it happen. And even though there would be like yearly reviews or workshops that I could do and join to learn more things, but it wasn't at a point where I felt motivated to push myself to want to learn more. Looking at my other managers and directors' job and thinking about the long term, right? Like, what will I want to do, or who I want to be in 5 to 10 years time. I looked at their job and I told myself, do I really want to have their job? Do I want to be the director of this firm? And the answer is no. I was like, if I don't want their job, then why am I here? What is the purpose of me working here if I don't want their job? Because that's literally what you strive for. You climb up the corporate ladder. And there just got to a point where I'm like, I gotta think what else I can do. I want to be challenged and I want to take risk, and I wasn't pushing myself to my highest potential. And I mean, I did to get into this firm, but I felt like when I was at this firm, I didn't feel like I was using any part of my creative brain. I was stuck. I wasn't happy in a way where I didn't feel energized, and I want to wake up and want to work because I'm a very hardworking person. That's when I start thinking, like, is this something that I want to do? Even after all this thought, I was like, you know, this is the dream job that I worked so hard to get into. Why am I having these thoughts? This shouldn't even be a thought that I want to like leave or change an industry or research and look for something else. That never crossed my mind before until that moment. I got desperate. I want something new so badly, and thinking maybe I can try a whole other industry. Why not try HR? Maybe try project management, which is still similar to what I was doing, but more on a management level. So I was like, since I don't know much about the industry, why not get a degree? I thought by having an MBA would push me to higher paying jobs and a definite road map to success. But anyways, I applied to one school. I don't know what's up with me, but I feel like I'm only applying to one thing at a time. But I only applied to one school and I didn't get in. In that moment, I was sad. I wasn't too bummed about it. I guess that showed me that I didn't even want that much anyways. And one day I saw this guy that he's called Kevin or something, and he hosted a masterclass about this whole business model that was kind of intriguing called dropshipping. And at that moment, I never heard of this before, but I was like, huh, it doesn't seem like there's like a high cost to begin with, and it seems like I should try it out because, I mean, there's nothing to lose anymore. I mean, in the beginning, it was really fun, right? I got to take pictures of the products, I created content, I made a business happen. Dropshipping business where I sold handbags, it kind of gave me a little taste to entrepreneurship. It gave me a taste of e-commerce. It gave me a taste of new creative control that I can have. Even though that model didn't necessarily work for me, it really sparked my interest in social media, digital media, that I know nothing about. But I literally got a taste of that and I liked it. Something about social media that let me gain that self-expression as a creative. And a way for me to innovate and put my thoughts together while sharing it to the world, the public. And that gave me a lot of satisfaction. But anyways, back to this dream job where I was going to quit. It was that moment where I realized that I should take the leap of faith and just quit. And I put in my 2-week notice and left. Yeah, I literally left my dream job that I thought I was gonna be there for the rest of my life. You know, it was so terrifying. I was scared, I was emotional. And I mean, I guess at that moment too, I knew that even though if I left and if it didn't work out, I can always go back and find a job. Even though I don't want to, but at least I know that I can always do that as a backup. So that gave me an extra push of handing in that letter. I've learned so much in the past year than I have ever did the past 6 years. Even though you quit a corporate firm, it doesn't mean it ends there. Your learning continues and it will never stop. As long as you have this right attitude of growing and learning daily, why be stuck in a hamster wheel of unhappiness, of going through the motion and not being conscious of what you're doing every day? But anyways, I'm not gonna say that there weren't any anxiety or stress. I wouldn't say it was perfect, but this is the process. I wouldn't change anything for the world because I know right now I have control over my own time, the location I want to be at, what I want to create and do, and make an impact that I couldn't otherwise do. I hope this video wasn't too long, but that was my whole story of what led up to the day that I quit and quitting my corporate dream job. So the next part of this video, I'll be answering some questions that I got from Instagram because I asked some of you guys to send me some questions that you guys are curious about. Okay, so the first question is your before and after stepping out from your full-time job. So my before was, I was a corporate interior designer, so I was designing for financial firms, commercial workplaces, so banks, not the bank itself, but the office that the people were working at for the bank, and commercial spaces, lobbies. There are executive search firms and law firms and all that. So those are the clients that I was working with. And in terms of after, I was a coach / content creator. Now more so creative lifestyle creator because I felt like it could connect with my audience a bit more. And being a content creator, there's like so many different areas. You're like your own business manager, you're like your own graphic designer, you're your own boss, you're your own, assistant, video editor, copywriter. There's a lot of different aspects to this, so I can get more into that in another video. I'm also filming these YouTube videos and I also vlog every week of my life here in Hong Kong. So if you're interested, look at my other videos because I post that every week. And then, what were your biggest fears? Did it happen? And if so, how did you manage it? So my biggest fear was more a fear of failure. I'm the type that always want to succeed. That fear of the unknown, and what was really lingering in my mind was really like, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if everyone views me as a failure? And what really helped me guide my thought was not only having a coach myself as I was coaching others and having that coaching foundation as my base for the first few months. So whenever I have those fears, I'm able to coach myself or be coached. Having a coach really, helped guide my thoughts. I was able to control my emotions much better. And it's kind of ironic because I'm filming this about quitting my 9 to 5, but I don't view that as a failure. I view that as like an end of an era. So to be honest, there's really no failure. You just learn from it. You either succeed and you win, or you don't and you learn and you grow from that. Okay, What was something unexpected during your first year? This is a really great question because I never expected that I would make so many online friends. Literally, they became my lifelong friends. We chat almost every day now. Like, I didn't expect I would make really good friends. Not just locally, but like internationally. I met so many people. And it's kind of like you formed a community where you're like-minded, you're both achieving to a certain goal, even though you might not be doing the exact same thing. But it's great to have someone that understands this whole other world of the online space that I wouldn't be able to communicate to people who are at their 9 to 5. So it's really a blessing and really unexpected. It can be very lonely sometimes as an entrepreneur slash creator. I actually am starting a live session every Tuesday at 11 a.m. GMT. And basically, I'll time it as Pomodoro timer, and it's gonna be around an hour or two. If you feel like you want to join this community and join my YouTube, subscribe, but also join my live streams so you can feel like you can work alongside of me if you want to. How long did it take for you to prepare to quit your 9 to 5? It took me about, I would say, 2 months beforehand. So I went back and forth a lot. I talked to a lot of people about it, asked my parents their opinions, and I also did a pros and cons risk assessment test where I listed out all the pros, all the cons, and decided if quitting was a good thing or not. And ultimately, of course, all the pros outweighed the cons. Definitely do a risk assessment test if you are thinking of quitting, so you're not like just quitting with no reason. Okay, good to remember. Okay, I think those were the questions. I hope I answered all of them. And the third part to this video is me giving you guys tips. If anyone is thinking to quit their 9 to 5 or going into entrepreneurship, I think these are some of the tips that I wished I knew before quitting, and so I hope it helps you too. So the number one tip is finance. You want to have at least 3 to 6 months of savings in your bank account, so you have a cushion when you're pursuing something that you don't know if you succeed yet. Another thing is, don't feel like you need to keep your pride of not having a part-time job if you are not making enough salary for yourself. You would also learn new skills and apply it to whatever business that you're going into. And in terms of, again, monthly income, don't expect that you're gonna get the exact same amount because you're not in a full-time job unless you're getting paid contracted work every month for the same amount. Have that realistic expectation that some month you might even be making zero. Okay, so, and the second tip is the internal self-belief, all the limiting belief, imposter syndromes, FOMO that's gonna happen. So there's a lot of things that sometimes you just feel like you're not good enough. And again, it's a whole learning process here. So that's my second tip, is get some like-minded friends. Maybe get a coach if you're feeling all these kind of emotions and you don't know how to go through them. And don't feel like you're missing out, because you're never too late. And as long as you're starting and going on this journey, you're already winning. And the third tip is comparison. There's gonna be a lot of people that you're gonna start finding. At first you're gonna be like, I can do this, I got this, there's nothing much that's too hard for me. And then you start seeing people who are like 10 steps ahead of you, and you start comparing yourself, and you'll start feeling like, oh, I didn't know about this. They're already like so far ahead of me, I will never get to where they are. And there are gonna be those thoughts. So it's important you really like not compare, and just really know that what you're doing at this moment is exactly where you are supposed to be. But again, do your due diligence, do your own research. Don't just expect that you're gonna have overnight success. It takes hard work and a lot of learning and growth attitude. So I hope this video helped you guys in your own journey, and if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below, or feel free to send me a DM on IG, and I won't bite, I will answer your questions. And if you're interested in learning more about my entrepreneurial journey, please feel free to subscribe. I also post weekly vlogs of my life in Hong Kong, mostly food. And yeah, I also do live streams every week, so you can work with me if you're feeling lonely. I have that option as well. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!